Megan, how do you feel? I guess that's what I need to start with.
I feel better than I thought I was going to.
Okay, well, I wish, I'll say this before anything else. I wish that the episode had ended with Pacey and Andy's scene.
Oh,
And like,
absolutely.
I'm not saying we didn't need the Dawson and Joey scene, but I feel like they should have swapped it.
Absolutely. That was going to be my personal critique as well.
The giddiness that I felt with Pacey and Andy, it just.
Oh, yes. I mean, he was, honestly, their little storyline and all that is the only reason why I even gave it a higher rating than what I might have.
Okay.
And technically, I considered a slightly higher rating, but the Dawson and Joey drama
Put a downer on it.
Kind of sucked a little wind out of it, but
we may have to elaborate on them a little bit later because I have contradicting feelings, I think, about it all. About them.
I have contradicting feelings about a few things, but we will get there.
Yeah. Oh, Pacey and Andy. Oh, just Pacey. Oh my gosh.
I know.
You know I swoon over him.
Yes, but he's building up his charm, you know?
And the way he says things, the tone of his voice, his eyes. I mean,
I get it. I mean, if I had watched this back when it was airing, I would have done the same, I'm sure.
He is so swoon worthy.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Press Play Again. 2 roommates, 1 remote. The Rewatch podcast where we dive back into the shows and movies we couldn't stop talking about in college and probably still can't. We're your hosts, Anna and Megan. 2 roommates with 1 remote, ready to laugh, debate, and maybe get a little too nostalgic as we revisit the classics and discover a few new favorites along the way. So grab your popcorn, press play, and hang out with us as we rewind it all, episode by episode, movie by movie.
Synopsis for episode 6. Dawson is rocked by 2 setbacks in his life. First, he learns that Mitch and Gail have decided to separate. Then later at Capeside's homecoming dance, he learns about the kiss between Joey and Jack, setting off a chain of fireworks and events that shatter his lifelong friendship and newfound romance with Joey. At the same time, the night gives Jen a chance to use Joey's mistakes to try to get back together with Dawson. That's incorrect.
Yeah, it is.
And then it says, but it doesn't work. That doesn't happen, though. Okay? Also, maybe her wheels are turning, but nothing happens with that.
It crossed my mind that it might come up, but
yeah,
she doesn't make any advances.
No. The line of her saying to Jack at the end about fighting for when they're talking about
lost
him and
hope
Joey,
or something.
Yeah,
that lost causes or something.
I think that was about him with her,
right?
But,
as well as her comment to him about thanks for basically not making me feel like
that you wish you were with somebody.
Yeah,
else.
whatever she said.
Yeah, but that she still didn't try to get back. That's weird.
Yeah.
Also, Pacey tries to be honest with Andy, but ends up breaking her heart when he. This synopsis is jacked up. Okay, no pun intended, because he tries to be honest with Andy. Okay, maybe if you're talking about he says he doesn't dance, he breaks her heart when he's flirting with. Yes, he does, but that's not where it ends. This synopsis, someone else should have written this. This was not good.
Yeah, that's inaccurate.
Anyways, this episode aired on November 11th, 1998. It has a popularity rating of 105 out of 128.
Interesting.
And an IMDb user rating of 45 out of 128. Okay, Megan. Before this episode started, where you left off on the last one, how were you feeling entering into this episode 6, the dance?
Well, I feel like I said it a lot, but last episode ended very heavy, or just
Mhm.
overall was very heavy. And I kind of felt like in our discussion afterwards that I didn't have a whole lot to look forward to in this one in some regards. I'm a lot better than I than I thought I'd be. I mean, post watching, but beforehand, I guess kind of mixed feelings. Like
Going into it?
I don't want to say dread, but just kind of anticipation of what's coming.
Mhm.
It's called The Dance, so
Okay. So how do you feel after the episode?
Oh, much better than I thought I would. I'm cool.
You're kind of lighthearted.
I am.
You're like light and airy.
Yeah.
She has a bounce and a smile on her face. Usually you're like, oh.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, so
How are you?
that last episode was heavy,
Mm.
but I did give it a 10.
You
I
did,
loved
yes.
everything, the whole package of the episode between acting and directing and the storylines, even the heaviness. I think that I was expectant, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like my mood was kind of expectant because I knew that this Jack and Joey kiss was going to be a plot point in this episode.
Mhm.
So I knew that was coming. I was expectant. I did not fully remember that Dawson and Joey break up in this episode. I knew it was a problem. It caused contention between them. I did not remember it was like the end of the first relationship with them. Like
Right.
But I was expectant coming out of it. I mean, I'm still riding a high with Pacey and Andy. So
Same.
I feel my mood is a little giddy.
Same. I feel that.
I'm like,
I can ignore their ending and just mentally end on the note that was Andy and Pacey.
Yeah, because you know what? If I put myself in a teenage point of view for this episode, if I had gone to the dance as friends, because that's how they had this moment in the last episode, but they really still went as friends. They had not crossed any kind of line that took them from friends to boyfriend, girlfriend, or anything like that before this episode.
Well, I mean, slightly in the kitchen, that scene of consoling her.
Yes.
That's a little more than
and they knew that they liked each other.
Right.
That had already been kind of explored a tad, joking with each other. But I can put myself, point is, I can put myself in Andy's shoes to where going to a dance with a group of friends and with a boy you like.
Yes.
And you end the night kissing or just like feeling happy about the connection, how the night went. I can literally think back to a specific dance. And then even more than that is like the feeling of wanting to talk to your friends about it.
Sure. Yeah.
The problem is she doesn't have.
He
is her friend.
Yeah. Correct.
So, but I can remember this dance that I'm thinking of ending the night because I didn't go to like parties in high school. So there were always parties at one particular person's house after dances. And I didn't go. So I went to stay the night at a friend's house after this dance. And it was a mutual friend of you and I, actually. And I can just remember like we stayed up just like talking about it because she wasn't there,
right?
Because we were not in the same grade, so she didn't ride with us or anything like that. So I was just telling, I mean, like giddy, like and I was a junior, so just 1 year difference in where these characters are supposed to be,
right?
So just the giddiness of everything and waking up the next morning and just we've talked about waking up the next morning and being like, oh my gosh, last night that was so fun, or just remembering. I can just take myself back to school dances that were good,
yes,
and were fun, and had those little flirty moments and just the butterflies.
Oh yeah,
this was like that for me. So I leave the episode giddy because of those two. But So moving into talking more about the dance. This episode really only had two major storylines.
Right.
The dance.
Right.
And Mitch and Gail. So who do you want to start with? You want to start with the Mitch and Gail?
Yeah, let's just get that out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah, let's start with Mitch and Gail and get that out of the way.
Okay. So Mitch and Gail sit down to tell Dawson that they're separating.
It's pretty ominous. You know, they're just sitting there on the porch waiting on him to walk in. Mitch is more than abrasive.
Oh, yes. When he tells him, we value your opinion, but basically
we're not open to suggestions. What he says.
Yeah.
Yet I made a note that Mitch rejects Dawson's suggestions and pushback. And I mean, bless his heart, he's your only son.
And this is, even though he knows what transpired between them, it's still a shock to his system, because before the last episode, he thought they were going to therapy. He thought they were working things out. He thought that they were on the right track.
Correct.
Part of that is because he was in his own world, but he is a teenage boy who just entered into a new relationship. He's giddy about. I mean, I get that to some extent.
Well, and you want things to work out for your parents or with your parents, like staying together. And I mean, not to take away from the fact that, I mean, divorce has been around a lot longer than the 90s. I'm not saying this like that, but it was still the 90s. You know, a lot of people didn't just immediately run to divorce.
And if he has never seen his parents really argue or get into big blow-ups or anything before this, it would be very easy for a teenager or a kid to think they will work it out, and they won't. Their marriage will be just fine, because he's never had to see this side of marriage, essentially. And there were moments when he was responding that I was like, ooh, but it was real.
It was.
I mean, he's upset.
Yes. I personally was disappointed in Mitch's response and the way he handled it. But that's just me.
What I noticed is that Gail was more quiet through it, because she doesn't want this.
No, she doesn't.
She does want to save her marriage.
Yes.
The hard part is that it's in trouble because of her choices.
Correct. But I think that Mitch exploits that. Personally. So.
Do you want to elaborate?
Well, just meaning, like, he knows that I feel like in the process of them trying to work through this, there's been moments where it seemed like he wanted to help make it work, and then now it's like he knows that she feels bad about it, and he just, you know, he'll remind her that it's her fault that this happened, or, you know, that telling her that she's to blame that they're in this situation. And, you know, I don't know, I just feel like he just lords that over her at times. And I mean, she said it a zillion times. I apologize. I don't know what else you want me to do. I'm trying. And I mean, I can't imagine being in that kind of a situation at all, but it's got to be tough feeling defeated. And you're literally giving it everything you've got. And he's just, he went from, like I said, in my opinion, he started off seemingly wanting to make a genuine effort. So now he's just gotten harsh and hard, and I don't know how to exactly say all that I'm trying to say, but
I think when he looks at her, he just can't see past it.
And
I think he did try to in the beginning, like you said.
Right.
He just can't, and he's not articulating that in the best way.
No, he's not.
He did say a couple episodes ago, I hate you. Like, I go between wanting to fix this and loving you and hating you.
Yes.
And that was one of the first honest conversations, honestly. And I could respect that if you continue to communicate in a healthy or mature way. But then it just turns into this, like in the last episode, where it was dig after dig after dig at each other. and there was no communication really.
There's some element to this that feels like he is enjoying her pursuit of him or wanting to make things work with him, and he's the one that's like in control or got some kind of an upper hand that he's walking out. Do you follow me at all?
Yes, I
That's
absolutely
mainly
do.
what I feel, or what I mean by kind of the exploiting her on
Mhm.
this, because I mean he comes back, and I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but
No, go ahead.
when he comes back creepishly in the car
Mhm.
and watches her through the window before leaving, he's called her,
Mhm.
and you know he's the
It's
one.
like stringing her along.
Yes.
I know I have thoughts on the phone call too,
Mm.
but so he does pack his bags and leave, and you can tell when they're at the car, she does not
Oh
want
yeah,
him to go.
correct.
She's very upset,
Yes.
and I I got emotional in this scene.
Well, absolutely. But here's my thing. He tells her that this is a trial run, it's
Yes,
temporary.
that is also part of the stringing her along in the game.
Well, it felt like a lot of this episode between them has, I made a note, and maybe this is extreme, but just really feels like he's causing emotional confusion and damage.
Yeah.
Like it really kind of is emotional abuse
Mhm.
here.
It is whiplash. I mean, it's I,
Hot and cold, hot
she
and
does,
cold.
yeah, and she is. It puts a downer on me because the scene is so sad.
Yes.
It is. It made me emotional because so he's starting to drive away. She's standing in the yard, breaking down.
Yes.
At the same time, Dawson is looking out his window, seeing his mom
Absolutely.
just crying.
Mm-hmm.
And what I really thought was um, a mature thing of Dawson was
Mm-hmm.
going down in the kitchen and not saying, not not calling her out on "I just saw you in the yard." It
Right.
was more of like, "Are you okay?" Even though he
Right.
knows she's not,
Right.
and it was so sad the way that you can see it all over him,
Mm-hmm.
that he feels for his mom
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't really know how to help her, but it's tearing him up
Absolutely.
that she doesn't want this. She's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, it could be argued of like, well, she did this. But at some point, just like with Mitch, you either have to move on,
Right.
forgive. I mean, how long can you hold a mistake over somebody
Right.
when they are trying to make amends?
Mm-hmm.
And Dawson, when she tells him it's just the onions while she's crying, and
I
he
know.
says, "I can stay home from the dance."
Yes.
I I could cry because I am like this. I'm just like Dawson in this scene. Like my I would go home from college, and this is not airing dirty laundry of my family at all. There was no situation happening, but I am so. My mom is my best friend. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Absolutely.
so in. Anyways, I would go home from college when we lived in Tuscaloosa. I'd go home for the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and I would not even want to go and hang out with like old friends or see people
Oh,
because I
sure.
did not want to leave my mom. For no, like nothing was even going on. I
Yeah.
just did not want. I did not want her feelings to
Mm-hmm.
be hurt in any way. Of like, oh, she came home, but now she's immediately leaving to go spend time with other
Right.
people. And I voiced that to her, and she'd be like, she has said multiple times, "I'm good. You can go."
I can hear Shannon saying that too.
Even now, I'll be like, are you sure
Mm-hmm.
you don't care to be by yourself?" No, I like to be by myself.
Yeah.
Like she just, but I always felt like I
Mm-hmm.
did not want her to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that does go back to like childhood and
Mm-hmm.
child of divorce here, like it just different. Well, we just turn this into therapy,
Yeah.
but I should actually go to professional therapy, but that's a different podcast.
Shouldn't we all?
Yeah. So I get
Do you
this
need
whole layout on the couch. I get Dawson's perspective of this,
Mm-hmm.
and just the pain of knowing something is wrong and and your mom is upset and hurt, you want to help, but you don't. She won't let you because she's the mom and she's saying, "No, I'm good. You don't have to take care of me." And this kind of goes also into a few episodes ago when Bessie and Joey got into it, and we made the comment about, Bessie fired her because she wanted her to go and spend her teenage years being a teenager instead of taking on the burden that Bessie also has. And we kind of had that discussion of Bessie is trying to be that responsible adult, saying you don't have to carry everything that I'm carrying because you are the kid, which is what this felt like with Gail and Dawson a little bit. You don't need to carry the burden of my pain and my hurt and my guilt of this marriage that's happening right now,
right?
Because you have your own as the child.
Well, and in some respects, it could border on being inappropriate if if she did lean too hard on him in some way. Do you follow me at all?
Codependent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It could cross into that. But I mean, Dawson has a soft heart at times, and I mean, if he hadn't gone down there and tried to ask if she was okay, or I can stay, or offering that would have been odd, or just.
I do think though it could have tracked with his personality for him to ignore it, not out of like hatred but just to
self-absorbed,
to like kind of put it in a box and like deal with it later. I can't, and he's just gonna walk away from it right now. I can see that track with his personality a little bit,
but I feel like there's been a constant theme of how much he idolizes his parents in their marriage, that he wouldn't have done that.
I do think season 2 Dawson, we have seen a little bit of growth in his empathy for other people. And especially since the whole birthday thing with Pacey, I think he has been a little bit more aware of other people around him. We have seen some of that. So this does track. And it's his mom. Like,
well, that
just watched her.
It may be his parents, but at the same time, that still does impact him more than just something else. You know what I mean? Outside of his family, outside of him. So, yes, he may be self-absorbed, but this still impacts him enough that I feel like it keeps it from being avoided.
So the last thing about Mitch and Gail that I want to talk about, and you can talk about, elaborate, bring up anything else, is this phone call. And she says, as he's leaving, can we still talk?
Yeah. What are the rules?
Yeah. And I get that, because this has been your person for so many years. How do you just go with no contact, and you it's finding a new normal? But he's moving out. Who knows in this moment if he's ever moving back in? Like,
well, according to him, it's temporary.
Well, that's also just playing a game with her.
Yes, it is. That gets on a button that just.
Yes. Him calling her from the hotel it stirred up something in me that's like, ooh, that takes me right back to a very, very specific time with a very, very specific person.
Same.
And just the way that they knock you down so far, but then with one call, one text, one sentence, it's like they drag you back. Not even drag, they bring you back in with some form of charm, because they know that that's what you're waiting. You're on the hook waiting for that. And then when she picked up the phone and realized it was him, it's like a weight lifted off of her.
It's that, don't they call it like the trauma bonding cycle or something like that, where you're in this cycle of waiting for that little breadcrumb that they give you, so you put up with all of the trauma and the rest of it in between.
Yeah, it's, even though this has hurt you so bad and is currently hurting you, you still are wanting something from them. You just want
but
attention.
That's all you know.
Yeah.
And personally, having been through some of that at times, with, again, a very specific person, I feel like what worked the best was just to cut.
Yeah, I agree.
Hardcore. Like,
I agree.
no contact, no nothing. Just be done.
Yes, and stay done, because
Correct.
unless you have put in hardcore work to move on from that, and I'm saying this like speaking from my own experience.
Sure.
I'm not pointing fingers at anybody.
No.
If you have cut and then just put them out of sight, out of mind type situation, but then they come back in, no matter how many years, and I do say years,
Yes.
it's like automatically you're right back to who you were, where you were.
Absolutely.
If you have not truly,
I know,
truly moved on, figured out a way to move forward from it, and that happened to, like, I thought I was good and done, in that last episode we talked about with Pacey and Tamara, or a couple episodes, where it was like you think you're done with somebody and you're over it until you see them or see something from them, and then you're like, either I'm good or oh crap, I'm not.
Yeah.
And just stirs up stuff. That happened fairly recently, actually. I mean, within the last couple years, and it's like I had not had any communication with this person for several years. And for whatever reason,
I get it.
One day, here's a piece of communication right here. It's like dangling out just to see what he could get. Just to see how I would respond. Just to see what he could stir up in me, I guess. And then, but I will say this. How I know that I had actually moved on, and it's just like I reverted a little bit and had a few steps back. I knew that I had, because there was, conversation went on for a couple days. Never saw the person, but conversation went on for a couple days. One sentence came across. One sentence. That's it. And I just went, nope. It hasn't happened since. Have not spoken to the person. Have not seen the person. Nothing. Refused to look at anything on any form of social media.
Correct.
I mean, I'm not going so far as to block. Nothing happened. But that's the moment I knew. I needed no other closure. I needed nothing. Yeah. Not getting dragged back into this. Done. So I knew that I had. It's just like something else stirred up. But it's clearly different with Mitch and Gail, because they have been married. And they do share this life and this son. But
it struck me as he needed a tiny bit of an ego boost, because he's sitting alone in a motel room.
I think he just wanted to see if she was
right. I mean, I'm not a fan of the call or any of that. And then, like I said, she's still just kind of out there dangling, wanting it to work, and tells him or reminds him that the door of this house or our house, and she even asked him, can I even still call it that? Not getting into that right now, but reminds him that the door is always open. And I mean, I think that on a personal level, Gail's gonna have to learn how to close that door to her heart on this one, because she means well, but it leaves you open to too much.
I think there's a parallel between Mitch and Gail and Dawson and Joey in this episode.
Absolutely.
Because thinking about Joey and Dawson's scene at the end, after he finds out about the kiss and they're fighting in his bedroom, she has this whole dialogue of, I don't know who I am without you. And she's been saying this for a couple episodes. She doesn't have anything outside of this. She's wanted it for so long, and he does throw that back in her face a couple times, and I don't like that.
I don't either.
But I will say I do understand the frustration. I'm not excusing his behavior, but I do understand his frustration in it. And we can bring up the kisses with Jen in just a minute.
Well, that's why my face looks like it does.
I know. I thought about it through the whole thing, but her saying, I need to work on me. Okay. Yes, you do. This is what any teenage girl, any middle school adult, I don't care. If you're thinking you're getting into a relationship with somebody, if you are not fully happy with who you are and where you are, in life, in your seasons, and then you don't need to be entering into a relationship, because what you're searching for is for that person to complete you.
Correct.
And they're not going to.
No, but I don't think that at 15 you're well enough aware of who you are yet to even have a clue, which is why everything about what she's saying is so valid.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion. And I probably would not say that I really knew who I was fully until probably the last like couple of years.
Recently?
Yeah.
Yeah. After the 20s were in the rear view. Yeah.
Well,
that's
yeah,
how I feel.
after a 7-year-long relationship.
I would say like in the last year is when I've like found the most contentment and peace with who I am, where I am, what I'm doing solo.
Yes.
After that is done,
well,
or not done, because we don't complete that.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying. After you have that moment and you are, you love yourself. That sounds very cliche, but it's true.
It is. But okay, so just on a personal note, which we keep having anyway, I feel like both of us, even in the last year, not only have we gotten to a place where we're content and we're happy, but it's like we're each finding our own ways to celebrate that. You know, whether it's you're traveling and taking advantage of all the things that you want to do and you can do, and you're making it happen. Or as silly as it was, you know, I decided at first it was just for like opening weekend of bow season that I have no kids. I have nobody at home waiting on me. I have a pet, but she's cool because I can set her up with
a cat.
Yeah, but
she does her thing.
Yes, she set up with food and water. She's good. I don't have to be home every single night to take care of her like that. So that being said, I can camp out and do whatever I want to, because I mean, number one, it helps with scent control. We won't get into all that. That's not what this podcast is about.
That's your podcast.
But, yes, it is. But at the end of the day, I have that liberty.
Yep.
And that privilege. Why not do it? It will never be easier than it is right now. Take advantage and make yourself, be excited about it for yourself.
Yes. Find some simple pleasures and just celebrate it, have fun, smile. Like I have to have something that I'm looking forward to, not to like combat the depressing, monotonous days or anything like that. It's just I like to have something to look forward to, because it reminds me that I just because my life at this age does not look like someone else's at the same age or younger, or the timeline of someone else, I still have things to look forward to. And honestly, this is taking a whole different turn, but it doesn't matter, because if anybody can hear this and relate or understand or stop and think, interesting, or whatever it is, I have realized through conversations with people in the last few years, last few months, that I might even be a little happier than some people who others would classify as having it all right now.
Absolutely.
And that is not to put a damper on anyone's relationship, marriage, family, career, none of that. No. Not like superiority, nothing like that. It's just, I don't need what the world labels as normal at a certain age, or you know, fill in the blank, to make me complete. Because again, nothing is completing me other than my, you know, relationship with Christ.
Absolutely.
And because of that, anybody else who comes in is just an addition, or anything else. Because my life does not depend on another human being.
No. And
to make me happy.
There's something to be said for celebrating security in yourself. You can still be insecure and have your own security in yourself, and do it well. You know what I mean?
And you know what? For years, like pretty much all of my 20s, I would say, I'm content with where I am. I'm content with who I am. I'm content being single. I'm content with letting a man walk all over me, because I guess I thought that's all I deserved. I don't know.
I feel that.
I can laugh back at it now like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But I think in the last 1 to 2 years
Mm-hmm.
was the first time like I say it and truly mean it.
Mm-hmm.
I truly mean
Yes.
I am good
Same.
by myself right now.
Anybody else coming in, if you're coming in and disrupting my peace, you out.
Mm-hmm. If I am also, if a human being is coming into my life, if a man is coming into my life, and I have to do everything still on my own,
What is the point?
goodbye.
I know.
That's exhausting.
I know.
No. You got to add value.
Yes.
Otherwise,
yeah, there's no
move
point.
along.
Yes.
I'm not wasting my time.
No, I'm the same
because
way.
I'm not desperate for
I'm
that.
too happy not having to deal
Mm-hmm.
with the drama, or like, maybe I shouldn't say this, but like, some people get blessed, but some people get in-laws that, and I'm not talking or thinking about anybody in particular, but I know
That's
too
true.
many people that it just is
So
a battle.
pray for your in-laws now too.
Oh, I have
they
been.
are forever.
Girl,
Well, they should be.
I mean, as long as I've been praying for a husband, I'm praying for a family that meshes well with mine. Like, I want nothing more than to be able to have a full group like setting and everybody be friends, and what better yet than friends, be family.
Yes, truly love each other.
Yes,
absolutely.
Like, I would love nothing more than for, if whoever I married, my parents became close to his parents and literally like they were friends.
Well, it makes things easier in the long run, especially when kids are brought into the situation and everything, because it adds more pressure on you or him when you're having to play referee, or not even referee like there's issues, but just having to choose, and the pressure of going here at this time, and that's too much. I don't want that either.
I don't either.
I can't. You cannot.
I done been through a phase of life where I hated holidays, every single one of them. I didn't look forward to one of them because I knew what was coming.
Yeah.
And never again, never, ever, ever, ever again will I live my life like that.
Yeah. Amen. This was a great conversation.
Yes, it was.
Okay, real quick, because I mean, the dance itself, the meat of that was Joey and Dawson. He finds out about her and Jack's kiss. Okay, Jack has a little crush on her. Great. Jen and Jack are being set up by Dawson and Andy, and I just noted that Dawson and Andy are the female and male version of one another in this moment. Like, they're so excited about setting these two people up, and Pacey's like, no.
Yeah.
No, don't do this. Bad idea.
Yeah.
And then he says, am I invisible?
Yes.
What is happening right now?
Yes.
I liked that whole interaction. I did feel like Andy has kind of fluidly entered into this group.
She's integrating, yes.
But Pacey and Andy is really what I want to end up talking about.
Did we have anything else to say about Dawson and Joey?
I don't. They broke up.
So, I mean, yeah, they broke up. I did kind of personally laugh when he gets mad. He starts having his like slightly manic moment where he's breaking things in his room.
Oh my gosh.
But then he goes out there onto the roof and he kicks a ladder down.
So dramatic.
Well, hang on a second. As if she can't just come back and stand it back up. Like,
well, they've already taken the ladder down once this season.
But the point that would have worked better is if he had snatched that ladder up and put it on the roof where she couldn't come back. That would have been better. But no, get mad and kick your things.
No, because deep down he wants her to come back.
I know, but it was
very
so dumb and dramatic.
It was one of the most dramatic things. Like, that felt a little bit.
Yeah, but obviously, I personally feel like he had no.
I know
reason to feel the way that he. Let me back up. Maybe not that he doesn't have any reason. He can feel the way that he wants, but he is not considering the fact that he has had multiple kisses from Jen and multiple advances made on him.
Okay.
Between Jen and Abby.
True. Okay. So what
Never
I'm going to say,
disclosed any of those.
I don't want it to sound like I'm making an excuse for any of that, but I do want to point this out.
Mhm.
I want to do a flip of the coin here.
Mhm.
Okay. I guess the only way I can rationalize that is that he did not reciprocate any of that. He should have still told Joey. I completely agree. This is his best friend before his girlfriend.
Yeah.
It should have been told. But I really do think, because I have to think like a writer of a teen drama, if that had been meant to play a role in the demise of their relationship, it would have come up in this episode.
I'm sure.
So I really think that the rationale is he did not reciprocate it. It was never meant to come between him and Joey. Joey technically reciprocated it with Jack. I'm not placing all the blame on her.
No.
I do think he should have told Joey every bit of this. I don't see Joey, again, it's not meant, it wasn't supposed to come between them, because Joey, I don't think would have been mad.
That was going to be my next statement.
Because he didn't do anything.
Right.
Besides not tell her.
But I do think that it makes him, the way he approaches it, as if he's perfectly, cleanly innocent.
Absolutely. I agree.
That's my only issue that I take to it. Because, I mean, Bessie, I don't necessarily agree with her advice to Joey when she admits that this has happened. And she's like, I just kind of need to say this. And Bessie's like, it didn't mean anything to you. Don't worry about it.
It clearly meant something to Joey.
It did.
Because she is worked up about it.
Well, and I'm sorry, but I think that Dawson started his wheels, he started tracking. His wheels started turning when he said to Joey at the dance that I really think they like each other. And she says, who? And then looks over and sees Jack.
She got really defensive.
Yes, because I think there's a little bit of jealousy.
Yes. And then whenever Andy switches dance partners, Dawson's head is on a swivel. Watch it, because he can see that they are not just having a casual conversation and dancing.
Something's up.
It's tension filled. And then they run out to the hallway, and he does follow, because something is going on. It is very obvious. And him standing there was one of those bomb drop type moments in a teenage drama. It was.
And let's also say this too. Like, I would never expect or hope or just. It's not like getting cheated on is a rite of passage. I hope that no one ever experiences that. But this is his first experience with something of that nature taking place, and under the pretext of his parents and their situation, like, but that slightly bringing up his parents slightly plays into the I take with it, because it's like he's over here trying to beg his dad to forgive his mom, and she was guilty of much worse than a simple kiss on the lips. So it wasn't even like a whole makeout session. Just there's so many parallels that it feels a little. Tone it down a notch, buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, beating us over the head.
That's all I'm getting at. Like, I'm not necessarily on anybody's side here.
Yeah. Same. Because I don't agree with Joey.
The playing field's just not level.
It did feel a little double standard-ish at times. But yeah.
Potentially hypocritical.
Yeah. I agree.
Because of, if nothing else, the parents' situation.
I do like that Dawson did not place all the blame on Joey, and he was just as mad at Jack and even punched him.
Yeah.
That is not even necessarily as realistic, because in real life, Joey probably would have gotten the majority of
the brunt of it.
Yeah. But
okay, I think that covers everything I had to say about those two, so we can get to the part we both like.
Okay, Pacey and Joey.
Andy.
Shit.
Not yet. Pacey and Joey one day.
I haven't seasons early for that.
I haven't even seen it. I just know it's coming from what you've told me. So.
Oh, I wish that you knew nothing. I really do. But it's still good, because you technically don't. You know the end result, sort of ish. You don't know the journey. And so I just can't. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm ready for it too.
But in the meantime, Pacey and Andy will suffice, because they are just as sweet.
Yes.
This whole, we don't have to even spend that long on it because
Mm-mm.
this scene, the whole episode, he's telling her, I don't dance.
Right.
And then she catches him. He even tells her at the dance, I don't dance. He's adamant.
Mm-hmm.
Then she catches him dancing with Christy Livingstone
Yes.
in the hallway.
Yes.
And not just dancing,
Oh.
they are wrapped around each other.
Yes.
It is a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, okay. And the way that he like
He scents her hair.
I know, that's what I was about to say. He's like playing with her, stroking her hair, and I'm like, you're 15.
Uh-huh.
It's smelling it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I liked, not any of that, but what I liked about this scene in this episode is that he looks up and sees her watching him.
Mm-hmm.
And sees immediately, I've screwed up, she's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Any other show, he would not have even noticed that she was watching. She would have run out. He'd be clueless to the fact that she's mad at him and where she went and drag it out. Sometimes there is a place for a slow burn. This is not it.
Mm-mm.
We've had a few episodes to build up to them.
Yeah.
Allie Larder, that's the real actress. Christy Livingstone is irrelevant to this show.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need any more. We don't
No.
need it to drag out any further.
No.
So him looking up and seeing and knowing immediately in that moment, I've screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when he finds her at the Riverwalk, I think that it could have very easily gone to the side of he's only apologizing because he got called, and that it did not go that way.
No, it didn't.
Because of how his entire demeanor was truly sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because he got caught dancing with somebody, but because of how it made her feel,
Yes.
how hurt she was.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew in that moment that she is the one he wanted to be with.
Mm-hmm. And he tells her that where he would have thought that the moment that he was waiting for all night would have been dancing with Christy Livingstone, he was wrong. It's with Andy. And then asks her, will you dance with me, Miss McPhee? Or whatever he says.
Well, also, we have this moment where he says, why do you like me?
Oh, yeah, that too.
I'm telling you, I have butterflies right now. Because this is the theme with Pacey.
Well, and before he even asked that, though, he's trying to explain all of this to Andy in the way of saying, like, Chrissy's like a fantasy. And, I was just acting this out. And basically, Andy tells him that that's what you are to me, which just flies straight over his head. He can't comprehend it all. And he's like, why do you like me?
And in that first episode where they met, and they are at the convenience store, the store, and they have a conversation, and I remember saying it would have been a choice for her to elaborate more on why he feels like he's not good enough, because there was something about stupid Pacey with the hair dye and this, but she doesn't. She makes a joke because they didn't have that relationship yet. And I like that this relationship has not been built on pity for him.
Correct.
It's built on she likes who he is, even though he doesn't understand what she could possibly see in him. She doesn't even like who he could be. She likes him for who he is right now.
Absolutely.
And she tells him that also, she doesn't say because you're so cute. And I was just thinking, because you are so cute. I love you. But she tells him all these things. You're kind.
And you're smart. And you're witty.
When she tells him you are smart, I don't know where you get off continuously putting yourself down.
The loser complex comment. I mean, seriously.
She's one of the... I think Dawson has made a comment to him before, like, you aren't this, Pacey. But it doesn't always land with Dawson because he can flip-flop. When Andy says it to him, because she has proven in her actions that she believes it just holds more weight.
Well, I think it holds more weight as well because she's kind of a new figure or character, just a new person in his life. So anything she's saying sounds fresh no matter what. You know what I mean? So somebody he's talked to and known his whole life practically with Dawson, it's like, It's just what he says.
Mm.
You know, somebody who's new, they
Mhm.
haven't known me long enough,
Mhm.
and this is what they think.
And
Okay.
they've never worn, even though she did not reveal the whole truth with her family, it still was never wearing a mask and trying to impress. I mean, they literally met each other by crashing into each other's cars. And
Yeah.
he tells her, he just lets her believe he's a cop. And so she knows that he's this goofy,
Yeah.
unserious person some of the time. So there's never been any mask or pretense of trying to impress the other person.
Mm-mm.
It's truly built on like a real connection, a real friendship.
Mhm.
And I just also love when she says, you don't judge people. You didn't judge when you came to my house and met my crazy mom. Her words, not mine.
Yeah.
And she appreciates that, and he truly doesn't judge people.
Mm-mm.
Even in his sarcastic comments, and he's being funny he doesn't judge people.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he calls people out. He holds people accountable. I mean, we've seen that over and over, but he's not being judgy.
Mm-mm.
And she just lifts him up, and it is just,
I know it. And then they finally kiss for the first time.
but to lead up to that, though, they have their banter back and forth of like saying, I don't even remember all the words because it was so fast, but it was
fast.
just them little digs,
Yes.
not mean, just little digs, one word digs back and forth, and then he says, kiss me, and she says, I thought you'd never ask.
Yes. That's where the episode should have ended.
It should have, because I'm telling you, I was just like,
I know.
full of glee. It was
I
just
know
the
it.
sweetest. Even in his terrible 70s
Oh my God.
outfit.
Seriously, the attire in this episode was
Jen looked good, except the hair. That looked like she didn't brush her rollers out.
I know.
But she
thought
looked
that too.
great in the dress. And if she had
Yes.
fixed if her hair had looked like it did in the last episode on
Yes.
her date with the inappropriate fisherman,
Yes.
it would have been the full package, because
Yes.
she did look great.
But, you know, like I made the comment that a lot of them look like they're almost going to church, going to this homecoming dance. That's not what I wore or what anybody wore to homecoming. But
Well, we went and like rented full out.
Yeah, same.
Not just
same.
found something in our closet.
No.
Yeah. Simple time.
crazy.
That would have been
But-
nice.
But Pacey's shirt was atrocious.
That looked like something from like Boogie Nights
Did
or
he?
something.
Yeah, did he raid his dad's
Oh.
closet? I
Or Doug's.
know. I was just about to say, or was it something of Doug's that he found?
I don't think that I have any red flags with Dawson.
That's fair. I would consider his. To me, it's a red flag that it's absolutely the world is ending because Joey has had a kiss from somebody else, not him. And it's not even coming to mind at all to him that he's had 2, if not 3, from somebody else and not. But that's just me personally.
Yeah. I just think that
I think him being upset and all that is understandable.
Yeah,
I'm not
the way
denying
he
that.
responds, how he acts through it all.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the first time that he's experiencing these things. I think it's understandable, but it's still, I'm sorry, a red flag that it can happen to you, but it can't happen.
Well, I think that goes under the same red flag umbrella of self-absorption, which a lot of his red flags can fall under.
Mhm.
Honestly,
He rolls things off and brushes things under a rug that pertain to him. But, you know, if somebody else does it, crucify them, you know.
Yeah.
So, that's just me.
I think I've grown a little soft on Dawson.
I think you have too, but I'm not going to hold that against you.
I mean, even when I watch it with a different perspective of like how he must have been feeling, and I don't know. Anyways, I need to move on. Do you want to do a new little segment of a game?
Okay.
We are going to spin a wheel and see what the random name wheel chooses as our game. Are you ready?
Okay.
So these are our options that the randomizer is going to choose. 1 sentence summary. I have no idea what I will say if that's the one chosen.
Yeah, me either.
Kill, keep, rewrite.
Scenes of the
Yeah, storylines.
storylines. Yes.
So
Yep.
it doesn't even have to just be this episode,
Right.
honestly.
Okay.
Who said it? So a quote from the show.
Mm-hmm.
Would this be a text today?
True.
Let's go further. Would this be a text today, or should it have been discussed in therapy?
Oh, God.
If this aired today, and then there's a couple questions to go
Mhm.
with that. And then I added one, rapid fire. So just like 3 to 5 rapid fire questions. Not quiz questions, just like how you feel about something. Okay, you ready?
Maybe.
Oh, this one's for you.
Oh, God.
Who said it?
Oh, Lord.
You just got to stop and think about who it sounds like the most, because you're not going to remember like when it was said, where it was said.
Oh, no, I'm not.
So just stop and think about who it sounds like the most.
Don't pick a hard one.
To love someone when there is no chance of that love ever thriving, that is romance. I think this one's kind of tricky because I wouldn't have never guessed that this is the person.
Say it one more time.
To love someone when there is no chance of that love ever thriving, that is romance.
I'm torn between two people.
Okay.
I feel like that's something either Joey or Dawson said. It's probably neither.
Final answer?
Joey? Oh, I got it right.
That's right. I have no idea.
That was my first thought, but then I thought it sounds kind of dramatic, like something Dawson might say, but I'm proud of myself.
Good job.
Huh.
Okay, what's your rating?
So, I told you I had a kind of conflicting feeling about this. So, I was going to give it a 6, but I ended up going with a 5, only because I did leave the episode with a little lighthearted happiness, but I mean, personally, I'm just ready for the Joey Dawson deal to just run its course, because it just needs to. I mean, even if I had never seen this before, even I remember when we watched this, and I know I've said it before, but I've only seen some of these once, and that's when we watched this a few years ago. I remember thinking then, like, this just doesn't fit, and I'm ready for it to end.
Their relationship.
Yes.
Okay. I get that. I would give it a 6. Because they were all together. You know, I love that.
Oh, yes.
Love a show like that.
I wish there had been more of it, though.
I know. I agree. That gives me something to look forward to when they kind of come all back together as a group. I did like how they incorporated Jen back into the group, even if it was a brief moment and they barely talked to her. But I like seeing that whole group and like what it could be. And I do like the foreshadowing of Jen and Jack being thrown together, because that is one of my favorite relationships, platonic, that comes out of this entire show. But I would give it a 6, so I get it. I see where you're coming from. All right, episode MVP. It could be a character or a moment from the episode that was the MVP.
Well, we know what that is.
Okay, what is yours? I might go opposite since if you do one.
No,
I have a backup for sure. And I feel like it is meant to be said.
Mine is going to be the obvious. It's Pacey seeking out Andy on the Riverwalk and their shared little dance and first kiss.
He grabs her arm and turns her back around. That makes my heart flutter every time. I love it.
The part that made me flutter was not so much that as much as it was like they're getting past the conversation, and he like takes her hand or whatever he does, and he's like, "Will you dance with me, Miss McPhee?" or whatever he says. That was what got me.
I think that entire scene, his eyes, his demeanor, like I've already said this, just everything, the tone of voice he uses, and that really is just Joshua Jackson knowing his character and how he should deliver it. But that is he is Pacey, Pacey is him, so fictional or not. But the way, I mean, because like I already said, it would be very easy for any other character for me to go, are you really sorry?
Cheesy,
Are you
whatever.
really? wishing you were spending the moment with this person. With him, I really believe it.
Mhm.
Now, call me naive, and somebody could pull the wool over my eyes easily, I guess, but
For
I
me,
believe every word of him.
No, I do, because and truly it translates on his face, whether it's fictional or not, when he looks up and sees her looking at him. It's this moment of, it's like the coin toss. So in Grey's Anatomy, when Derek is trying to decide if he's going to operate on the inoperable tumor, and he's just warring in his head over should he or should he not, he gets somebody to flip a coin for him because it's his gut check. Whatever it lands on tells him what he actually did or didn't want it to land on, and that's kind of like that moment. Don't mean to equate a different TV show, but
I get it.
I have those
I
moments
love when
myself.
TV shows can kind of be parallel to one another, or it makes you think of another one. I love that.
That's what that moment was, and he genuinely meant it.
That's good. Okay, my MVP moment was Dawson and Gail in the kitchen, and him
too. Yes,
just the heartbreak of seeing your mom in pain. Because he's had his parents on a pedestal for so long, and then just seeing what this is doing to their family now. And yes, he has his own feelings and pain that he has to deal with, but then to see your mom, who's still trying to be strong for you, you've watched her break down, and now you don't know how to like make her feel better, because really there's nothing you can do to make her feel better. But just wanting to be there for her. Yeah. I thought that was a really sweet moment.
It was.
Really, and his line of, can you turn around and look at me and say the same thing about I'm fine? Because he knows. And, and it could have come across as harsh, her saying, just go, Dawson, just go to your dance. You don't want to be late. The way she says it could have come off as harsh.
Go pick up Joey.
But it's just her needing to be alone because she doesn't want him to carry the burden of her hurt and heartbreak. And she just wants to process it and deal with it on her own. So that was,
I agree.
I mean, obviously Pacey and Andy. Anything with Pacey is really going to be at the top for me. It's a given. So I look for some other highlights too, and that really was. Anything that you want to leave the episode on? Any like lingering thoughts or what you're looking forward to?
This is a little out of left field. Okay. So I have a so when it comes to Pacey and his eyes for Chrissy Livingstone, is it just me, or does it almost feel like, whether he realizes it or not, she doesn't look a whole lot like Miss Jacobs, but there is something to me that parallels with what Miss Jacobs probably was like when she was younger, that I feel like plays into his attraction to her.
Interesting.
Especially like the way that he played with her hair just makes me think of, like, I don't want to think about
the
what
way
happened,
they're dressing her character.
Yes.
The way she's carrying herself, like the character.
It could just
Christy.
be me, but that's how I look at this.
I see, once again, the parallels. I see it. Yeah. I get it. I didn't think of it until you just said it, but I like it. I mean, I don't like it.
No, right. But I mean, she's still older than him. Yep. Like there's, you know what I mean? But attainably closer in age, not illegal. But
I think what we realize with Pacey is, yes, it starts out as this like superficial, they're older than him in age, but then it moves into just a maturity. Andy is his same age, but she is mature in the way she has some childish moment. Her dancing to Footloose in the beginning was a little goofy, but she still is like quirky, but she's mature, and she challenges him. I have said that a lot, but she does challenge him. And so I think that even though she's not physically older than him, that is in the same category, I think. And Joey too.
Right. There's more meat and substance to that relationship than just the superficial physical. So that he's learning that that's what counts.
Yeah.
But I just it kept pinging for me, especially in this episode.
So something that I did not say earlier, but I just thought it was a really sweet moment for him too, was early in the episode when they are at school after the opening scene. convincing them to all go to the dance, and they're
Mhm.
walking. Pacey and Andy are walking outside the school before Dawson walks up, and he is checking in on her mom.
Oh,
It
yes.
It did not feel pity.
No, yes.
It was.
I forgot
He
I'd made a
just-
note about that.
Just the way he was asking, "How is she? How are you?" It was very
Yes.
genuine
Yes.
and intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Pacey is the standard. Pacey is the standard.
Yes.
Okay. Such a good. It really. No red flags. Only 2 movies. Do you have an idea? I mean, one's obvious. 2 movies.
I wasn't. I
The one from the
think at
very
that-
beginning.
Well, Footloose.
Footloose.
Yeah.
And I think maybe in the same scene they must have been talking about Dirty Dancing. Did Andy say something?
No,
That's
it was Dawson who talked about it.
At school with Joey?
Yes, at their lockers.
Okay. I don't really remember it, but those are the only 2 movies that are mentioned.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
They talked about Marsha from the Brady Bunch, which is a TV show.
Yeah, I don't include the TV shows,
No.
but I appreciate it. But that's only because of Dawson and his movie making, which, nope, not going to give a spoiler on that. Okay, next week on the podcast, we're diving into, actually not even next week, in 2 days, because 2 episodes a week.
Yes.
We're diving into the next episode, episode 7
Mm-hmm.
of season 2, and I have no idea. I have no idea what we're in for. I'd
Well,
have to
clearly I don't
sit
either.
and look at the synopsis and maybe the title, but I have no idea what's coming.
I mean, I'm looking forward to what you've already mentioned, the foreshadowing of Jen and Jack.
That's going to take a little while, though.
It will.
But I think that we have more drama to come with the Joey and Dawson and Jack.
Yes.
And Jen and Abby. But, I mean,
ready for that little witch to be gone.
I do think that this was overall a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 is proving to be
It's better than
better.
I remember.
Yeah. Me too, honestly. I think we had nowhere to go but up.
Agreed.
Okay. Close this out.
Okay. And that's a wrap on today's episode. If you loved hanging out with us, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube, where you can watch this full video, and follow us on Spotify so you never miss a rewatch. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok for clips, behind the scenes moments, and all the nostalgia your heart can handle. Leave us a comment, rate the show, share the episode with a fellow roomie. It truly helps more than you know, and we love hearing from you. We'll be back every Tuesday and Thursday with more laughs, more nostalgia, and of course, more rewatches. Until then, keep the remote close, the memories closer, and as always, be kind. Rewind and press play again. Bye, roomies.
Bye. Roll the credits. Press play again. 2 roommates, 1 remote is fully DIY. Editing, us. Producing, also us. Recording, yep, still us. Posting it everywhere, shockingly, us again. 2 roommates, 1 remote, 0 team. So please clap accordingly. Thank you very much.